anybody else going insane? I mean, I'm not in the Snow White forest. I'm just right down the street. So I am practicing social distancing, but I had to get out of the house. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry. It has been 2 weeks and I couldn't do it. I went on vacation and then my times got all mixed up, my days got all mixed up, and then the time change happened and it just I was not getting a grip, and then I couldn't even get into the mood or have any type of motivation to want to film a video. I was in a really weird place. To be quite honest, it's been a little rough and to even want to film and then get in front of a camera and do a video and keep this challenge going, and it's been a lot, but here I am, I'm doing it. It has just been insane with this COVID-19 coronavirus, just everything going on. People are going insane on social media, rightfully so. All of this fear that's going on in our world right now, it just puts a lot of things into perspective for a lot of us. When this outbreak happened, it was surfacing all over the internet as jokes. It was easy for people to go viral and making jokes about it. It's so easy to, yes, find humor in this type of stuff, but there's a lot of people that are being affected by this tremendously. Days are definitely numbered. We don't know when the end is coming, but if there's anything that we do know is that today we have less days ahead of us than we did yesterday. And I think it's time for us to really start taking that seriously, whether you want to or not. When stuff like this happens, the COVID-19, and everybody is going absolutely insane and just allowing fear to just drive them in every which way, and allowing the media to just throw whatever they can at them, and that you're allowing that to be retained and you're letting that really dictate how you're kind of navigating through each day. It's really important for you to understand that this place that we are in, this life that we live, this is temporary. This is not forever. This is just merely a yield into the direction that we are going. This is just a stopping place. This is just the bus stop. This is not what life is. And if you are being just taken by fear right now and anxiety and worry, and that you just don't understand what's going on around you, that's okay. But it's really important for you to remember that you are leaning into facts, that you are leaning into being informed in the right possible ways, not allowing social media to dictate that for you, not allowing people on your friends list to be able to tell you what is going on in the world, but to make sure that you're not leaning in solely on that, but you are looking for facts yourself and being informed fully. For Psalm 91 is really to be able to lean into God's protection during a time of danger, during a time of uncertainty and confusion. And Psalm 91 really can bring a lot of hope, a lot of security, a lot of safety into your life. And so if you don't have access to a Bible, I'm going to go ahead and read that for you guys today. I do want to talk about, there's things in our life that are going on around us that we can't control, but there's a lot of things that we can control in our life from a day-to-day basis. In Psalm 91, it says, "Those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare about the Lord. He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God, and I trust in him. For he will rescue you from every trap and protect you from deadly disease. He will cover you with his feathers. He will shelter you with his wings. His faithful promises are your armor and protection. Do not be afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the arrow that flies in the day. Do not dread the disease that stalks in darkness, nor the disaster that strikes at midday. Though 1,000 fall at your side, though 10,000 are dying around you, these evils will not touch you. Just open your eyes and see the wicked are punished. If you make the Lord your refuge, if you make the Most High your shelter, no evil will conquer you, no plague will come near your home. For he will order his angels to protect you wherever you go. They will hold you up with their hands so you won't even hurt your foot on a stone. You will trample upon lions and cobras. You will crush fierce lions and serpents under your feet. The Lord says, I will rescue those who love me. I will protect those who trust in my name. When they call on me, I will answer. I will be with them in trouble. I will rescue and honor them. I will reward them with a long life and give them my salvation. God's protection in the midst of danger is so powerful. God doesn't promise us a world free of danger, a world free of disease. He doesn't promise us those type of things, but that he does promise us that when we do face danger, that he is with us and that he is by our side, that he will never forsake us, he will never leave us. And so in this time where you feel like there's just so much fear around you, when you feel like there's just so much confusion and so much just terrible stuff in the media, watching the news, on your social media platforms, or whatever it may be, that you can remember that God is in the middle of that, and that He is with you, and that He is not going to forsake you. He's not going to leave you. And when you pray out and you pray over your health, and you pray over protection over your body and your protection over your family, and the protection over just your nation and the people around you, that God is with you. God is in that with you. He's not going to leave at a time like this. He's not going to let the fears of life just completely take you over, but you can allow that to happen. I mean, we have free will. We can allow social media, we can allow everything around us to fill us with fear. We have that capability, and that we have that free will to do it, but we also, it's in our control, and we can control it. We can control how much we worry versus how much that we actually pray about something. We can control if that we are partaking in the gossip that is going all over social media platforms that is not factual evidence. Just having devotion and pledging this understanding and allowing God to come into our life and be able to give all of our worries, all of our fears, all of our anxieties to Him and at His feet, He will keep us safe. Whatever that looks like, no matter what the outcome is, that the scriptures say that He will cover you with His feathers. He will shelter you with His wings. His faithful promises are your armor and your protection. Not maybe, not possibly, but they are, and He will be there, and He will deliver, and He will protect you wherever you are at. The Bible is not full of maybes. The Bible is not full of what ifs. No, He is in this season. No, He will meet you where you need to be met. The thing about this virus that is happening is that it's just proving to us that we are all one, that we are all the same. We are all in this together, that there's so much division that has been in our nation for so long, and that most likely will continue happening. But in times like this, it is proof that we are one. It is proof that we are in this together, because the way that people rally up together, rely on one another, and try to respect what other people believe in this time. This is all about being able to acknowledge where everybody else is in their life, to be able to accept, love thy neighbor wherever they are, and to be able to lean into diversity and become one, because that's who we are, is that we are no different. This body that we live in is just a shell. No matter what our ethnicity is, no matter what type of lifestyle we live, no matter the color of our skin, no matter our sexual orientation, our sexuality, no matter what we are, the one factual evidence is that we are in this together, and that we are all being affected by it. And that a lot of people may find humor in that, to maybe try to cope with what's going on and not be infused by fear. That a lot of people are infused by fear and are being led by fear. It is so important to acknowledge that we are one, and we are in this together. There's so many areas around us that we can't control, but it's so very important to identify there's a lot of things in our immediate life that we can control, whether we think we can or not. And I really want to share with you guys the 5 things during this pandemic that is happening that we can have control of over our life. So number 1 is our time and focus. So your time and your focus, that is in your complete control. You control how much time that you invest in your day. Yes, you only have 24 hours in a day, but you're controlling how much of that you're actually sleeping, and how much of that you're actually being productive with, what you're focusing on, what's important to you, what's a priority. And the thing about our time is that, yes, it's our time, but it was never our time to begin with. God allowed us to have this time. He gave us this time. He's outside of time, but He's been able to entrust that with us, and knowing that, okay, this is your time, and I'm going to give it to you to be able to fill it with whatever possible way that you think fits your niche, fits what's important to you, fits your life. And He is saying that He wants to entrust you with that and give that time and that focus completely to you. So what are you doing with your time? So for instance, a lot of people are being told that they need to stay indoors, social distancing, that you need to stay at home. What are you doing in that time? Are you being completely sour about it? Are you on social media ranting about it, how you feel like you're closed in your house? Do you have kids at home that you're just like ranting about the fact that you have to be home with them, and they're running crazy and frantic all over your house, and that you are just really wallowing in that? And are you being productive about it? And then number 2, how many hours you're putting in each day. So for many of us, we have goals. We have things that we're trying to accomplish in our life. We are working towards trying to be successful. We're not content with where we're at. Okay, if that's the case and that's where you're at, how many hours of your day are you actually using to put towards how that will get you closer to your goals. Success doesn't just happen to you. You build it every single day. Every hour is spent towards wanting to accomplish that goal. Every single minute that you choose to spend your day is crucial to what that success rate is going to look like. We don't take into account when we see a successful person how many years it took for that person to get to that place. And so I think a lot of times, especially with social media, is that there's so many people around us that look like they are having a ball. It looks like they're living the life that they've always dreamed. It looks like they're seeing the things that they've always seen, and they seem so successful to you, but you're not taking into account that's their highlight reel. They're only allowing you to see the things that they want you to see. When you look at these people that are big and they have a huge following and they're making tons of money and they're doing all these different things that you define as successful, maybe it's in your niche, maybe it's in stuff that you're interested in, maybe it's somebody that's an author or a speaker or a celebrity or an actress or a singer or whatever that looks like, or if it's just in your field of work. You take their top and you compare it to your starting point, and that's not fair to you. So how many hours in your day are you using to invest into that goal? How many hours are you choosing to sleep? How many hours are you choosing to sit on your phone and just scroll through your social media pages? How many hours are you using to just wallow in where you're at? Number 3, what you allow into your life. And this speaks volumes for what's going on right now, because I can tell you that there's so many people that are on my Facebook page, that are on my Instagram pages, or just piling in on the internet, that are wanting to tell you what's going on in the world right now when they have no actual idea of what's going on. People will, out of fear, unknowingly and unintentionally, will take what they hear on a news platform or social media platform and they'll run with it, and that they want to be the first to express and be able to share the news. So they'll go on there and they'll start posting it all over the place. Well, they're freaking out the people that are reading it. They're freaking out the people that are listening to it. And it's your job to be able to allow things into your life and to be able to allow things to go in one ear and out the other. So whatever you're allowing to be spoken into your life, what are you watching on a daily basis? What are you listening to on a daily basis? What are you allowing people to post on social media, and that you're retaining that as factual evidence and then you're going and exploiting it all over the internet? What are you allowing yourself to retain, and what are you allowing yourself to just bounce off of you? You have to be in control of what you allow into your life, and you have the control to do that. People can speak stuff over you, but it doesn't mean that you have to implement it into your life. We have the control to allow stuff to be spoken into our life, and we have the power to reject it out of our life. Number 4, very important, who you are as a person. Who do you stand for? What do you stand for? What are your values? Who are you as a person? We can talk about how screwed up society is, but the fact of the matter is, you are a part of society just as much as I am. For an example, okay, you're not stuck in traffic, you are traffic. You are creating the traffic. We are all creating the traffic if we're stuck in traffic. So if you have a problem with society, if you have a problem with the way that things are going on around you, we are equally a part of that society. So we have to focus on changing ourselves. It's not in your control to try to fix everything else around you. Your one control that you have is who you are as a human being. Fix yourself and start there. Don't try to fix every single person around you. It'll be exhausting. That's not your job, and you're not in control of that. So focus on yourself. Start with you. And the last one, number 5, your happiness. You are in complete control of your happiness, whether you think it or not. Happiness is a state of being. It has nothing to do with what you own. It has nothing to do with what you have. It has everything to do with you. The reality of it is, I've been learning this more and more each day, is that my happiness is my choice. So I can either choose during all of this chaos to allow myself to wallow, allow myself to be fearful, allow myself to be scared, allow myself to be angry, but it is in my control. It is under my control. It is my choice. You can be happy with a little, and you can be happy with a lot. Happiness has nothing to do with your possessions. I know a lot of times that we think, well, when I get to that point in my life, or when I have this, then I'll be happy. And that's not the truth, because it has nothing to do with that. Happiness has to do with you. Happiness is your choice. Happiness is whenever a reality is meeting your expectations or matching your expectations. Unhappiness is either a result of unmet expectations. expectations that are really too high. When you have high expectations that are not being met, you're really just setting yourself up for failure. When you have an expectations of what life should be like, what life should look like. Or another part of unhappiness is whenever you lack a personal effort towards your expectation. A personal effort. Everything to do with you. Your choice. All of these, once again, are under your control. Immediate control. The thing about all of this is that we have free will in all of it. We can look at it from this side of the spectrum, we can look at it from this side of the spectrum. It's our choice, and we can land on either side. We can be bitter, we can be better, we can be happy, we can be sad. Yes, what's going on in our world right now is extremely scary, and a lot of people are joking about it on social media, and that's okay if that's the way that you cope and that's the way that you're able to work through this. But the fact of the matter is that there's a lot of people that are being heavily affected by this, and a lot of people that are really scared of what's going on, and they really don't know what's going on. So if you can offer some kindness, if you can offer some respect, if you can offer just some hope in this, I really hope that you guys find encouragement to know that this is not it. This is not what life is all about. There's something after this. And if we can get a grip on that, and we can fully understand that this life is not for us, this is just a passing place, that our time will come, and when it does, will you be ready? If you can allow yourself to not worry during this time, and you can get on your knees, and that you can pray, and if you feel like that you don't meet the expectations, or if you feel like your life isn't in the right place, that God's not going to hear you, God will hear you. God doesn't just forsake you because you think you're dirty. God doesn't just forsake you because you don't think that you're living up to a right expectations of what life should look like as a believer. That's not what it's about. Okay, God meets you where you're at. So if you're worried right now, if you're confused, if you're scared, if you're fearful, that's okay. But make sure that you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to be able to put down that guard and say, God, I need you in this. And just in Psalm 91, He will protect you during these hardships. He will be with you during these hardships. Whether you think so or not, He is in it. So what are you partaking in? What are you allowing into your life? What are you focusing your time on? What are you doing during this time? This time could be a beautiful time for you to be able to get your life on track, whether you see it or not. You can either look at it as a bitter standpoint, or you can look at it as a growth forward. So you really need to take into consideration, what are we doing with this time? Thank you everybody for watching my video. I do apologize again for the last 2 weeks. I will do better. I will have another video coming up this Friday, and it will be to finish off our Proverbs challenge. So we have 2 more weeks of the Proverbs challenge, and then we are done with it. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below, how are you guys doing? Truthfully, and we're all in this together. We're all in this as one nation under God. We got this. We can make it through. Make sure that you guys are staying safe, that you're staying healthy, and that you're respecting other people around you. Try to take this time seriously. Try to remember that there is things in your life that you can fully control, okay? That this is not all out of your control. You're not a part of a dictatorship. You're still a free individual. You still have free will, and that remember that there's so much in your life that you can control during this time. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.